Magical Mystery Memories. A 10 News Close-Up starts Tuesday on 10 News Nightcast at 11. From the team you count on every day, San Diego's most complete weekend news with Leonard Villarreal, Lisa Lake, Billy Ray Smith on sports. This is 10 News Weekend.
Well, tomorrow the government will go back to work. From my point of view, this is a very good thing and a good and somewhat unexpected development on this Sunday evening.
800,000 federal employees will be going back to work tomorrow. The shutdown is over.
At 11 o'clock, the stalemate and the partial shutdown of the federal government has ended, but for how long? Earlier today, the president and GOP leader struck a budget compromise, a stopgap measure so people could get back to work. After weeks of bitter negotiations and deadlocks, Senate Republican leader Bob Dole called the agreement historic.
Being just as nonpartisan and bipartisan as I can, I think we prevailed as far as the budget, 7-year budget agreement is concerned.
President Clinton had resisted Republican demands that he sign on to balance the budget in 7 years. Tonight at the White House, he tried to put the best possible face on the deal.
This agreement reflects my principles, and for the first time, the Republican leaders in Congress have acknowledged the importance of those principles.
The president will now have to fight for the programs most important to him in the second run of negotiations in about 10 days. With word the stalemate had ended, the Senate quickly approved legislation to get the government up and running, and House members followed soon after.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
This is, however, not the end of the battle. Far from it. But Republicans who vowed not to retreat from their demand to balance their budget in 7 years are jubilant about what they call an important victory.
Yes.
Well, the stopgap funding measure expires December 15th. The government has been funded until then. But it could happen again if a budget agreement is not reached in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Now, how did that 6-day standoff affect federal employees? Well, it didn't cost them anything. Those who weren't sent home will be paid for their time off. Call it a paid vacation.
Well, the temporary agreement means many of San Diego's military families will have paychecks the first of the month, and that's good news. Here's what some folks at the Tierra Santa Navy Exchange are saying tonight.
If I don't have my check, I can't even afford to pay my bills. I'm real good, sober.
Well, I'm glad they passed something. I don't know how long it's going to last. I think maybe they need to sit down and talk a little bit longer, get it all straightened out.
And I'm very proud of Clinton. Very proud of Clinton. It's good that he stuck by his guns. You know, there were too many cuts, and it just wasn't right.
And I mean, I still yet to understand why, because I feel that, you know, we send money to other countries and stuff to help them out when we can't even help ourselves.
Most families we spoke with realize the budget crisis has not been solved, but they say they'll be able to enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday a little better.
In other news, a Scripps Ranch couple is on the road to recovery tonight after surviving an avalanche in Nepal. Debbie and Rod Plotkin spoke with our Loya Castaneda tonight on this Thanksgiving and how this one will be unlike any other.
Ron and Debbie Plotkin are smiling again because they're home, surrounded by the love of family and friends. And with that comfort, they begin what will no doubt be a slow healing process.
You go from what your feet go or hands, whatever, go from one state to another. The nerves are damaged and you need to learn to how to be re-energized.
So when we feel like a shooting pain, I don't want to say we enjoy it, but at least it is a sign that there is some healing going on and that we're on the mend.
The couple suffered severe frostbite during their ordeal. They described the pain at times as unbearable, and doctors say it could be months before Ron Plotkin walks again. But each accepts the severity of their injuries and the possibility they might lose fingers and toes.
If I could do a cartwheel, I would. We're really happy, we're home, and the things like when we walk or the manner of how long my fingers will be, that's really very insignificant.
Since word of their survival got out, complete strangers worldwide have offered prayers and support.
It's a wonderful statement for the planet.
Yeah,
we
it's
always
a
hear
good...
the negative. It certainly took a very different road for us.
We thank you 100%.
The Plotkins say they went to the Himalayas in search of adventure and a little peace. But little did they know the tranquility they were looking for was right here at home all along. Laura Castañeda, 10 News, Scripps Ranch.
The Plotkins say they're ready for life to get back to normal, especially for their children. Their daughters are expected to perform in the Nutcracker next week, and the couple plans to be there.
Well, we may be one step closer to a higher speed limit on our freeways. The House sent President Clinton a bill to abolish federal speed limits and repeal other requirements for motorcycle helmets and metric signs. California would be free to set its own speed limit. The CHP says that's good news.
We see how high these speed limits are, or how the speeds are right now. We know what the speed limits are, but we see how fast the motorists are